So I did a recording of this and it was way too long, so we're going to try to knock the time down. We're going to get right into it. This is a reacting to some criticism and responding to a few questions. So first off, we got a comment from Ryan Allen 627. Love the content. Been rewatching recently, though I do have a few questions. What made you pick Skyrim? Had great mods, a lot of things you can do. Project Proteus, switching between characters, added the dynamic of 3 individual different characters you could play. Made it good. Will we ever get to see how the presents got transported? It was explained in Shattered Realms. I won't dive into so many details like I did in my last take because it just takes too long. But yeah, Shattered Realms explains how they got there. 3, out of risk of spoilers, will you do something with the multiverse since you have other characters? Yeah, I wanted to do a multiverse series, but unfortunately a lot of people just want to focus on the trio of characters and don't usually want to click on my videos that are not them, so just unfortunate. Anyways, number 4, any ideas or spin-offs? Side projects. Yeah, Tales of Sneaky Joe is a side project I might do sometime where he takes the Dragon Ball and goes into different games solo and, particularly first-person games, and you can kind of pretend it's Joe and throw flavor in there and he's actually in that world. So 5, what has been your favorite part to work on? Probably Throne of Shadows, the recent movie. 6, are there any ideas you had to leave on the cutting room floor? Yeah, there's a bunch. Like, I scrapped some episodes. One had Batman in it, because it was just really bad. Like, when I put out content that I'm not really proud of, I will sometimes retcon it and scrap it, so yeah. Any more monsters or familiar faces we might see in the future, like Bill or Bush? No real people. I did do I had an idea for, like, Elon Musk at one point, but I didn't do it. 8, will you make another video series like the President of Skyrim where they're in different games? Probably not, because like you have like God of War on this list, Halo, all these different games. How would that work? Because they're in the game. They're not like playing it like a lot of other series where they're just on the screen with their face and headset. So you'd have to actually like be able to play as each character in the game as a trifecta like Skyrim, right? And it'd look great. But when you're in God of War, you're playing as Kratos. How do I write that as Joe, Trump, and Obama when they're not switching controllers playing a video game? So yeah, probably not. It'd be more like bring those characters into this universe, but yeah. So let's move over real quick to Throne of Shadows. I had a comment that I wanted to react to. This is the same commenter we're about to go over. A lot of comments from him. We've been arguing all day through like a insult or two, unfortunately, but you know, he's a very passionate viewer. Anyways, alright, music is cool, but let's not turn this into a literal musical, please. I said I think it was appropriate here, though. It really enhanced the storytelling for the purpose of the events at hand, but I understand your concerns 100%. At times, but I checked out a bit after Geralt's song being immediately followed up by another song. Actually, not really correct, because Geralt had a song, then he went to the Daedric Prince, they spoke, then he had another song, so there was a bit of scene there, but I'm not talking trash when I say I don't remember what happened, but why Geralt stabbed him, what he meant about not looking, and his whole exposition about his plans, which sucks because it's an important story moment and I gotta rewatch it. The battle also needed more fighting or less cuts and way more of a lead up and build up to Ayla's execution. We kind of just skipped past that. Okay. So, 2 things. I don't understand this first part. I don't understand what Geralt meant by not looking. The song, I Will Not Look, literally goes over his training as a Witcher and his preparation in defeating the Slender Man using the words, the riddle that Sheogorath gave him. He literally uses his knowledge of when he was defeated by Slender in the Realm of Horrors to come up with the plan of, I'm not going to look at him because if I look at him, he will get me. He will win. I will not look. And he sets a trap. I do not understand what you did not understand about that. Again, I don't want to dive too much into this. Last time I rambled too long. I want to get through this video. The battle part needed more fighting or less cuts. I disagree because, again, the musical I think worked for Throne of Shadows brilliantly because it told the story, and the battle for Volkihar, it's from Serana's perspective. It's pretty much her voice, and she sings about the reliquary. She sings about Joe, the Mad King, the undead, the Shadow, all these things. I could have swapped that for Trump saying, "Oh, look at me swing my mighty Wuthred into your face." Would that have been better writing? I don't think so. I think the music really was not meant to be... This was not meant to be a musical. The music was to tell you a story. This was to tell you a story. And I think it did a great job. I think Throne of Shadows is incredible. So I absolutely disagree. Anyways, I will say, though, one commenter did say that the presidents feel like side characters now. Now, this comment kind of, I disagree again. Geralt and Cyvera, the Necromancer, had like 3 scenes in all of Series 3. This movie was a 50-50 split between the presidents and The Witcher. So I completely disagree that you feel like they're side characters just because I happen to give Geralt some screen time. They're not side characters, but geez, if I ever give any other character some screen time. Anyways, so we're going to go over here now. The same gentleman who did not like my musical, as he calls it, had a lot to say. I don't really want to go through all of this, but he basically said, why the fuck did they ever spare him? Oh, I'm sorry, let's actually go back for 1 second to the first episode. Here we go. Joe being kept alive and then having his life threatened. I mean, come on. They can't at all threaten Joe anymore. They had the chance to kill him and they didn't. They all made an excuse as to why they couldn't. Killing him won't get us out. What is Obama even talking about? How would he know they need Joe? Even on an off chance. Even given his Shadow Soul nonsense. They go through the effort of binding him. Feels like you just don't want him dead yet. Sure, just a little ham-fisted and forced here. And then you wrote Jack as a great character. Too well, in fact. Too good for him to go out like that. He genuinely deserved better. It's good that you keep tensions high by showing even important characters can die, but how they die is almost equally as important. Not saying he needed a whole massive final stand or anything, but I don't know. The way he just runs into something random and then just dies is very disappointing. Jack and Joe not having their final fight is extremely disappointing. That said, I still look forward to the continuation of the series. So now we're going to move back over here. He says, why did they even spare him if we all still want him dead? I don't want to hear copium about they might need him. How the fuck would they know that or care after everything he did? As soon as I'm hearing his powers are gone and the presence has left him, I'm letting Trump pummel him. What the fuck was that entire scene? Trump did pummel him. Kill him? No. It's heavily implied that part of Joe going mad was Sheogorath, and the movie confirms this. Perhaps they could have wanted to help their old friend, or perhaps they may need Joe. The thing is, it's easy to hate Joe, but he's pretty tricky and can be a useful ally in desperate times. The easiest answer would be the series is called Presidents in Skyrim, and the 3 characters are the trifecta cast, and killing Joe off serves no purpose. I've seen more people ask for a redemption arc than a flat-out death, and he's also a fan favorite for probably half of the audience. Besides, if the series has plans to remain ongoing, why kill him now? He's great comedic relief. If there's many arcs to come, it would be a shame to not have the trio together. He says, well, that's what I'm saying. It feels like you're just trying to get the main cast together again and not like a naturally flowing story where these characters who we all grown to love meet their ends in fitting ways. Not, and then suddenly they died. It just leaves a sour taste in fans' mouth. Sure, there's like 3 people who've commented how they're enjoying it, but that's not my point. I'm not saying the writing is bad, but there has been hiccups we could have avoided and shouldn't have happened. Joe should earn his redemption, not be excused into it and trip, stumble, and fumble into surviving long enough so he gets there. The whole, they might need him. How and why would they suspect that? It just feels forced, especially after what had happened the episode before. I already brought up how they are the main cast, but you shouldn't use that as a writing crutch and handwave like this. Joe earned his deserving to die. It's up to you to write a proper redemption, not ham-fist him into the plot simply because he was one of the main 3. That's some Mary Sue plot armor bullshit that takes away from the tension and stakes you were setting up by killing off characters whose deaths I'd be fine with if they weren't so random and sudden. That's why it just feels like you were just writing out 2 of the most influential people in the entire story. And the next episode may come out and they all may wake up. Cool, I look like a fool, whatever. But if they stayed dead, it would be really lame for them to have just gone out like this. Jack never even explained where he ever found the compass, and it's apparently important. I never understood that comment. Jack's compass is part of his toolkit, but anyways, so okay. We're 2 episodes in, and the presidents right now are fighting for their lives, nonstop. There's not really time to write a redemption story in the moment. So we got to come back to this again at the end of the season, see what happens. He goes on to say that again, the whole they might need him makes no sense, because how and why would they suspect that? It just feels forced, especially after what had happened the episode before. Like, why would they need him? Well, the Slender Man just took them all. I mean, the Slender Man is a very big threat. The presidents have always gotten absolutely fucking destroyed by Slender, so I think Obama has some foresight, and the idea is that if they don't have weapons, Joe is a nightingale, and that should be remembered. That could probably be a pretty useful tool in your belt. Sometimes a bigger enemy might be there, and the enemy that you're, currently against might become your ally temporarily, if even just for that. Joe being a nightingale, though, should not be forgotten. Obama has foresight. Maybe that's, just throwing it out there. Maybe that's something he thought about was, look, we're somewhere, Slender just took us all away. We have no weapons, we could kill Joe instantly in the first episode of Series 4, which I think would have been terrible writing. But at the same time, we might need him. Well, Joe is a nightingale, and Joe has also been shown to be extremely clever. Yeah, he's a bumbling buffoon, but he has been clutch. When it really comes down to it, Joe is very clutch. Anyways, always already brought up how they are the main cast, but you shouldn't use that as a writing crutch and a hand wave like this. Joe earned his deserving to die. It's up to you to write a proper redemption, not ham-fist him into the plot simply because he was one of the main three. That's some Mary Sue plot armor bullshit that takes away from the tension and stakes you're setting up by killing off characters who deaths I'd be fine with if they weren't so random and sudden. That's why it feels like you were just writing out two of the most influential people in the entire story, and the next episode may come out and they all wake up. Cool, I look like a fool, but whatever. If they had stayed dead, it would be really lame for them to have gone out like this. Jack never even explained where the fuck he ever found the compass, which is apparently important. I don't really know what you mean here. Jack's compass is part of his tool belt, his character from the movies, but... And why would Joe being influenced by Sheogorath, who you wrote to say about Joe was already messed up before he got to him? Why would that matter to Barack and Trump after everything he did and was about to do to them? It wasn't he, oopsie pussy, my mistake. No, he was going to have them mounted by horses and dragons, dude. You don't just, but we might need him past that. Oh, and don't take my criticism as hate. I genuinely do love and look forward to the series, which is why I'm so passionate and invested in the storytelling. You've written them in compelling ways, which is why I'm a little up in arms about these 2 episodes. So, I disagree completely. Leave a comment below. Is Joey Mary Sue? He's absolutely not. A Mary Sue never loses. Joe has lost to Jack twice, arguably. He lost to Trump once. He lost to Sheogorath multiple times. He lost to almost every character he's ever confronted, and only recently has collected victories in Series 3, and now you are calling this Mary Sue. It's the complete opposite. Joe has been a literal footstool for the majority of the series. You can argue he caused his own demise by his attitude and his bad behavior, but the fact remains, right or wrong, he's been a footstool, and that was part of what led him to go down the path of stealing High King in his own twisted way of respect me or else. A Mary Sue character doesn't go through 90% of the series being the running joke meme weakling who can't beat anybody in a fight. You are mad because Joe now has some perceived plot armor because he is the main series antagonist, and you just don't like it. That's too bad, as many love Joe and hope to see, again, him redeemed. Yes, let's just kill him off and ruin the series, and run with just 2 presidents that are honestly bland as shit without Joe being the third wheel completing their trifecta personalities. Obama is easygoing, comforting, emotional. Trump is heroic, stoic, and a ladies' man. Joe is crazy, cocky, and arrogant. Anyways, he says not just being barbaric, it's not just because, and it's not even a matter of just plot armor. They would kill him because he earned it. What the fuck are you yapping about? You wrote him to be the piece of shit he is. What the fuck do you mean just because? I'm sorry, did he not do the things he did? I guess I'm blind. You wrote him to earn it. What you didn't write was him earning his redemption. Joe has not been redeemed yet. We are 2 episodes into Series 4, which is probably going to be 10 to 14. They have been fighting, scratching, clawing to survive every step of the way. They have been non-stop, almost killed. There has been no time for Joe to be redeemed. There has been no redeeming of Joe. I do not know where this criticism comes from. I would wait until the end of the season, come back and let me know how you feel then. Because the realm of horrors is literally a realm of horrors. They are fighting non-stop to survive or try to live a little bit longer. There's not really time for any big redemption. There's not really time, and there hasn't been, so I don't know where this kind of like comment comes from. And he says, but you wrote them just to leave Joe alive and by your admission for the story. Dog, that's not a good thing. He should earn his redemption, not get it because others are written to think they may need him in some random meta off-chance foresight. I mean, I don't know. I just think like dropping him in and immediately having Trump kill him just would have been really bad writing. And he says that scene was weak, don't get mad at me. Well, okay. And he says, and again, it's not that the characters died, it's what their deaths actually serve, which is actually no purpose so far in some random ass realm they've ended up in. Well, it's not a random realm. The realm of horrors is a very real place and a very interesting place. It was used in one of the previous 30-minute movies. It's a very real place. In the movie, they were actually in a nightmare state, stuck in it. This time they are physically in it. So there's a little bit of a difference. But it's a real realm. It's not just no goofy realm. It's going to be probably 10 to 14 episodes. It's going to be a real thing. There's a story to be told. Give it time. You know, let it play out. No spoilers. Not trying to say anything. Just let it play out. I did get criticized because it felt like the pacing is really bad. Like Jack should have had some more scenes before he died. Maybe like a little bit more like of a cat and mouse with the entity, perhaps. Now, I can't really say you're wrong about the pacing, and we went over this, but so in this series, and this is what I said here, I only have so much time to make these. I also have X amount of episodes I give myself per season, so pacing may seem fast, but that's the nature of a YouTuber who makes this primarily for fun. It's not like I get paid to do this. I take a loss on it cost-wise and time-wise. If a season is 7 to 10 episodes and an episode is 10 to 15 minutes, then I have to pace it properly. And it may seem fast, but it's not necessarily just bad writing, could be bad pacing. But again, I only have so much time, and there's only so many scenes I can shoot in a single environment like the initial house they are in. YouTube likes you to have watch time, and as a YouTuber, having long drawn-out sequences is very harmful. While I respect that you want it, I have to be real and acknowledge the fact that most people have the attention spans built for TikTok and want the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. It is what it is. And then I talked about doing a response video. But, yeah. So, kind of just went on and on and on, but kind of just told me that the series currently is kind of not living up to the previous series. I disagree. When I write really bad stories, I'm usually pretty honest. Like the election story, looking back, probably least favorite part of my series. And then I wrote, the new series that was so bad it had Batman in it, and I just scrapped it, and it's non-canon. So, anyways, we're gonna go back over here for a second. Cal Admin Waffle said, I enjoyed the effort and love put into it. Sometimes it gets a bit too raunchy, but I'm still towards the end of the original 9-hour saga. Cal is 100% right. I went too far sometimes in the earlier days. Like I said, the election series, try to balance it better in series 3 and 4. Scroll down, Aaron Thomas said, I'll be honest, dude, the story is turning out great, but the post-production monsters are still not it. But you're working with a nearly 15-year-old game, so I'm not surprised. 100% right again. Realm of Horrors, the original movie, had way too much of that. Try to spread it out a little bit more, keep it small, minimal, but I think it's fun because there's like a lot of trash talk and stuff. But yeah, definitely, certainly, not the best, but here and there I think it's okay. T-Dog Official says, holy shit, Serrano beheaded, Jack Sparrow beheaded. What in the blue hell is happening? Never would I have ever thought a President's AI Skyrim story would keep me interested so damn much, bro. You are the GOAT. Please tell me a part 5 is coming. I think you mean part 3 or series 5, but yeah, certainly. Anyways, I think we'll leave it there. So if you guys enjoyed it, yeah, hopefully you did. Hopefully I answered some questions. It's fun to talk about it. Hopefully you're looking forward to the next episode in the Realm of Horrors. Now you guys take care.